What's going on, Cyclone Nation? This is Cody from Black and Cardinal Divide. It is another great Sunday morning. Iowa State went down on the road to Lubbock yesterday, and we just took it to them. We completely dominated that game, and it was fun to watch something like that yet again. It came as a big surprise to me. All on up to it, I went on with Jimmy B and TC earlier this week, Wednesday night, and when they asked me at the end of our little interview what I thought the score was going to be at the end of the game, I chalked it up as a 10-point win for Texas Tech, and I truly thought that they would have the ending of last year's game on their mind, the 29 points they gave up against West Virginia to lose last week. But instead, this team folded, and it folded because of a tough Iowa State team. Went down to Lubbock with confidence and took it to them from start to finish. Um, it was an unbelievable game. It was fun to watch. This defense played unreal. What a game plan Coach Heacock put together. Okay, that's a top 10 offensive passing attack team in Texas Tech, and they were limited to next to nothing offensively. Okay, that's credit to the coaching staff, the game plan put together, the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Willie Harvey, 14 tackles yesterday, 8 solo. Joel Lanning, all everything again, 14 tackles, 7 solo. But when you really start to break down the film, and it's been talked about on media a lot the last 12, 14 hours since the game got over, but you know, it's Ray Lima is definitely the MVP of this defense, and I don't think anybody on that defensive side of the ball would argue with you. You look at the stats this morning; he had 1 tackle. Okay, but if you know football, the job of the defensive line is to plug gaps and make your linebackers do the tackling. Who's getting the tackles right here? Willie Harvey, 14 tackles. Joel Lanning, 14 tackles. Ray Lima is doing a tremendous job on the inside for this defensive side of the ball. He's unbelievable. He's taking on double teams, okay, that gives our linebackers a huge advantage. He's playing off the wall right now, and I don't think there's, like I mentioned, a defender who would argue that. He's been the MVP thus far this season on the defensive side of the ball, him and Joel Lanning both. And David Montgomery on the offensive side of the ball yesterday, 164 yards rushing again. He is now surpassed his yearly total from last year, season total from last year, and he still has 5 games left to go. So it's unbelievable what this team is doing. Special teams wise, Colin Downing had a great day yesterday. He had 4 punts. We didn't punt the ball a bunch, but he did punt it 4 times, a 47-yard net average along a 52. That's great. That's an ability to flip the field. That comes in huge in a football game. Third down conversions, we're above 70%. We were 7 for 10 on the game. Or excuse me, that was at halftime. But third down conversion rate was huge, and it was just all around a great day. There's nothing better. The fans in Lubbock yesterday were booing the play calling in that game. Cliff Kingsbury was quoted as saying after the game they really tried to change up and they thought they could run the ball on us. Well, Ray Lima had other ideas, so I'm glad that didn't work for Pretty Boy Kingsbury, but. No, just a great win for this program. Another program building win, but one that Coach Campbell and his staff is not going to allow this team to, think about for much more than they already have. It's all eyes ahead, focus on TCU now, as we have homecoming next Saturday, and what's going to be the biggest game in Jack Trice, probably history. I'm not even gonna try and bullshit around you. I really do think that this is the biggest game in Iowa State history. That stadium was empty with a couple minutes to go yesterday in the game. It was empty. There was no one there. Okay, that is a good feeling. As Cyclone fans, we've been on the polar opposite end of that. We've been at Jack Trice on the opposite end of a slaughter fest, and our stadium has never been as empty as what that was yesterday in Lubbock. So let's enjoy this. Okay, that's one thing I wanted to get to just real quickly here before we look forward, but. Coach Campbell had a quote yesterday after the game. As soon as you start buying into everything else that everyone wants to say nice about you, bad things happen. Okay. He said this is the reward for Cyclone Nation for all the thick and thin we've had to go through the last few years. This is the reward. Okay, and then I get on Twitter the first thing this morning, all last night. A lot of this is due to Kirk Herbstreit, the talking heads of the ESPN world, or the mega ship, as Dan Patrick calls them. I like to refer to them as that as well. And then I get on this morning, the very first tweet I see is Heather Burnside talking about whether or not Campbell's going to leave. Sure, if somebody comes and offers him $8 million, $6 million, how many millions of dollars, is he going to leave? There's a potential for that, yes, of course. There always is. But his 2 quotes here really strike with me. He said, this is the reward for Cyclone fans, okay? And how do Cyclone fans treat him? They get on Twitter and they start tweeting about him leaving right away. Can we just freaking enjoy this for once? Let's just enjoy it, okay? These players and coaching staff are doing such a good job. It's time, and it's clear on the Campbell's quotes. They want us to enjoy this, so let's enjoy it. Let the talking heads do the talking, okay? Let's not put any focus on him leaving right now. Let's enjoy what is going on. This is uncharted territory for an Iowa State football program, okay? So you won't be hearing anything from us, from the BC Divide crew, on Coach Campbell leaving. It's not something I'm going to focus on. We're going to focus on what's going on. The positive things in this program right now far outweigh the negatives when it comes to him leaving. So I did have the opportunity to reach out to a couple commits last night. I talked to Real Mitchell and Braden Arvison. I asked them if they'd be willing to throw us a quote or two just on how impressive this Iowa State football team is right now. Real Mitchell got back to me and said, "I'm not surprised at all regarding how well Iowa State is playing. Once a team buys into a vision and works relentlessly to achieve it, in due time, great success will come, and that's just what we're seeing right now. The entire team in all phases of the game are playing for each other and giving it their all, and that's something extremely special and what he cannot wait to be a part of." You know, he nails it. Smart kid, going to be a quarterback at Iowa State next year. He absolutely nailed it, crushed it out of the ballpark. Real is spot on with what he's saying because these kids are playing for each other right now, and there's nothing better than that. There truly is not. And then Braden Arvison's quote, he's shot back to us. He says he's not surprised at all. The culture and philosophy that Coach Campbell brings to Iowa State is a total game changer. He understands that hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard and pushes the guys to be the best that they can be. Braden's not. He's absolutely right as well. Braden's the number one kicker down in Arizona. He's a good kid. Always been willing to help us out, same as Real. But these guys truly believe in what Coach Campbell has sold them as recruits, and it's because it's the truth. He preaches the truth to these commits, and it's not telling these guys something that's not going to happen. Okay, they wouldn't be choosing to come to a place like Iowa State if they didn't believe in Coach Campbell, and they have a reason to believe in Coach Campbell. So I just thought that was worth noting. But just a couple other things I want to get to here real quickly. A couple crazy stats from the game yesterday. This is the first time since 1989 to finish a game with 0 penalties. Okay, 0 penalties. The mental mistakes in a football game will cost you. Derek and I called the Urbandale-Ankeny High School football game on Friday night for 1700 AM radio. It was a game full of penalties and turnovers. Tons of them. Mental mistakes. They cost Ankeny all night long. This Iowa State team comes in yesterday, had 0 penalties on the road. Are you kidding me? I mean, that's impressive. But how impressive? First time since 1989. I was 5 years old. Okay, I'm 33. 28 years ago that took place. Okay, that's how rare and uncharted the things that this team is doing right now. And that's what it takes to win these big games on the road in the Big 12. Iowa State will be ranked. The new rankings will come out today. Iowa State has not been ranked since 2005. How high we're going to be ranked? Well, it'll be, we'll see. Only 2 of the top 25 teams lost this week. Michigan lost to Penn State last night. They were number 19, and USC got slaughtered by Notre Dame. USC was number 11. So Iowa State, well, they'll come in. West Virginia will move up, even though they had a narrow victory over Baylor. West Virginia was, I think, 25th this week. But I think Iowa State will definitely make their debut in the rankings, hopefully as high as 21, 22. But we'll see. Time will tell. As we jump forward here, looking at the schedule, Iowa State, they control their own destiny. The crazy thing with this team is that we have a legitimate shot, a possible shot at winning the Big 12. All preseason, offseason, we talked about, can this senior class get to a bowl game? This senior class says you can take your bowl game and toss it out, okay? We're rolling hard 4s because we're playing for the district, or not district championship, I'm still in high school football, the conference championship, for God's sakes. The conference championship. There were quotes about the players being focused in their goal of the conference championship this week, and I doubted that. I still was on this bowl game ride. Okay, I just want to get to a bowl game for more reasons than wanting to go and celebrate in late January at a party with Iowa State fans for the first time in a long time. But this team truly has big goals. Conference championship would be huge, and it's something that I did not ever think would be possible. But we control our own destiny. We have three top 20 teams the next 3 weeks. Okay, we have, and two of them are at home. Oklahoma State and TCU this coming week are going to be at home. So the Big 12 title is definitely doable, and we control our own destiny on that. This game coming up against TCU on Saturday is going to be the biggest game in Jack Trice history. I mean, it's going to be sold out for sure. We bring it. TCU comes in; they're going to be third. The rankings will come out later today, but they're going to be third in the country, and Iowa State's going to be ranked. If there was not the Ohio State Penn State game, College Game Day would be coming to Ames this Saturday. So it's unfortunate, but we don't need College Game Day here. We don't. You can keep the Kirk Herbstreits of the world up at the Ohio State Penn State game. We don't need those jackasses in Ames. But no, it's just it's a fun time right now to be a Cyclone fan. It's just so unbelievable to me that this is what's happening. So. I'm stoked. Going forward, it's going to be interesting to see kind of how what kind of defensive game plan Coach Heacock puts together to put this TCU game to get their offensive potent attacks slowed down. But it's going to be a raucous environment in Jack Trice next weekend, and I just want to encourage all Cyclone fans to come out, support this team, support this program, support this university, enjoy the times that we are living in right now. Stop with the talk about him leaving, okay? He's not leaving, at least not right now. We're winning this year. We're doing great. We're having fun, and we enjoy this. All Cyclone fans enjoy this as well as the players. I do want to say that last night I finally paid up on my wager that I made with Derek earlier this year. Derek covers the Iowa side of our site. Him and I had made a wager when we were doing our television show on MediaCom that we would the loser of the Iowa State game would wax their chest. Well, I finally did it last night. We have some pretty good video, but unfortunately I'm fat and I'm not comfortable showing my stomach on social media. But anyways, let's go out. Let's get TCU this coming week. Cyclone fans, show up. Let's party, tailgate, have a great time on Saturday. Enjoy the atmosphere for this 2:30 kick. It's going to be nationally televised. And let's go out and let's shock the world again. Let's go Cyclones.